We live in a very perfect world, that is, the world of social media, where mostly people don't like to talk about their problems or their struggles. One day, as I was scrolling through my social media, I saw a picture, and what attracted me the most was a caption below it, which read that it was a happy picture after a long phase of depression time. Hello everyone. So I'm extremely humbled to tell you that the person who had posted that picture a few months back has agreed to talk about her journey about depression and how she overcame it. So this is a very special video for me as well as for her, and I hope that this video helps a lot of people to talk about it, to seek help and to know that it's not the end.
राह पे कांटे बिखरे अगर उस पे तो फिर भी चलना ही है। शाम छुपा ले सूरज मगर रात को एक दिन ढलना ही है। रुतें ढल जाएगी, हिम्मत रंग लाएगी, सुबह फिर आएगी। ये हौसला कैसे झुके, ये आरज़ू कैसे रुके। मंजिल मुश्किल तो क्या, धुंधला साहिल तो क्या, तन्हाई दिल तो क्या। It is said, never let the stumble in the road be the end of a journey. I started believing in it more strongly when I was reaching the edge of losing myself, my confidence, my self-esteem, that motivation to make something out of my life. It felt exactly like the way the waves reach the shore and then just move backwards swiftly. Everything seemed perfect outside to the world. I just pretended well, until I started seeing considerable changes in my behavior towards life situations. It just felt like someone, but not me. I had everything that I needed in my life, but there was this lack of fulfillment. I felt lonely. I badly wanted to change that feeling in myself. I was asked what is it that's keeping me unhappy when I have everything that I need? But like I said, the truth is, it was that lack of incompleteness. I felt a lack of fulfillment in my own self. I feared letting it out. The insecurities, my complexes, it just never seemed to end. That fear of being judged. I was busy looking for lost love, for that completeness, for that success within me. I was hunting for that one place to travel to where I could finally find my peace. I was trying to look for that one person who is going to tell me anything except everything will be fine. When you feel mentally low, it's not so easy to express your opinion. It's not so easy to share your positive emotions very easily. It's not easy to talk about the stark moments that come to haunt you. But when a person sitting right in front of you makes you comfortable, you start giving your at least a 70% to help yourself improve. How did I start making changes to my life? The brighter days were coming my way. I would contact my doctor at least once in a week. I just knew now that there was someone who was giving me hope, someone who would understand exactly what I'm feeling. I started pushing my limits and started doing things that make me happy. It could be something as small as eating my favorite food. It could be something as big as going on a beautiful trip. And making those choices in that phase of depression was not easy for me. I started investing a lot of time in writing my emotions. I started singing a lot. I started talking to new people, and I started investing my time in reading books and doing a lot of artwork. And what I realized over a period of time is these passions help you channelize your emotions in the right direction. And believe me, in doing all of this, having the support of your family and friends is extremely important. And somewhere I found that balance to start bouncing back, to have a good life. It took me almost a year and a half to bring down my panic attacks, to reduce my anxiety. Um, it took a while to tell myself that I'm going to find the best things in my life again. I'm going to be able to make better choices for myself. It took a while for me to understand that there are people who can love me for what I am. But when you start doing that, eventually you start making those little progresses. And I realized over a period of time that to some extent I was gaining back my self-confidence. When you're upset, when you're low, you badly want to seek validation about things. You don't like to believe in your choices. You feel like being dependent on people. But when you start working on your passions, when you start accepting your feelings for what it is, when you start accepting your past for how it is, you start making significant progress in your life. I have been a very emotional person all through, even now. And anything around me that was not okay brought me down, and anything that was going fantastic would just immediately lift my spirits. And going through a lot of courses and working on my ability to self-help, I started putting myself into some positive practices. It could be something as simple as doing my prayers, talking to my family with a lot more love than the anger and frustration, believing that there are going to be people who will love you for what you are. I had this fear of being alone, experiencing loneliness, and how I would be without having people around me. It's been close to 3 years now, and the last 1 year I have spent mostly living alone, having a life of my own. And there were good days and there were bad days, but over a period of time I have worked towards stabilizing my emotions. It's not so easy to bring yourself to a balance. There are going to be days when you feel like crying it out loud. There are going to be days when you don't feel like letting someone know anything. But eventually you find your way. Eventually you start doing things that you feared the most. You start taking care of yourself. It's more like sometimes broken things can be fixed. And it's okay to feel broken, because there will be a day when you will find the strength to lift yourself up and walk ahead and look forward to what life has to give you. It's never the end of the world. It's never the edge. It's just the approach that you choose. It's okay to make bad decisions. It's okay to make great decisions. But what's important is to give yourself abundance of love. To find that happiness within. And the only way to do it is to hold on to yourself. There could be days when you don't feel like doing anything, and it's okay to take a step back. There are going to be days when you don't get the respect that you deserve. It's okay to fight back. But all that is required for each of us to know is that feeling of anxiety is a phase. And when you start focusing on things that really help you, that uplift you as a person, you start changing. I have started taking my steps, writing poetry, reading books, thinking about the good things in life, meditating, praying, drawing, singing, and everything that I can do to help myself. I'm sure you also have a lot of things to look forward to. And I'm sure you'll find those beautiful things to uplift yourself when you feel that your world is crashing. You're gonna rise and turn out to be one of the most beautiful people out there, to reach out to masses, to spread happiness, to give yourself that peace and happiness. The one thing that constantly gets me going are these popular lines. हम सब उस रंगमंच की कठपुतली हैं जिसकी डोर ऊपर वाले के हाथ में है.